I had injured myself doing a triple backflip out of a window, rescuing nuns from a burning orphanage. Something like that. But the truth, they say truth is stranger than fiction. It's also 10 times more boring. We'll leave the story of the triple backflip out. What happened was, I was driving my car. And I stopped at a red light, and I was going to make a right turn. For those of you who are not natives of this country, you are permitted in most cases to make a right turn on a red traffic light if no traffic is coming. No traffic must be coming, so I turned my body so that I could see if traffic is coming. And while in this position, I happened to sneeze. Something I've done 10,000 times in my life before at no great cost. This particular Sunday morning, it just so happened that the moon was in the 7th house of the rising sun, Jupiter was aligned with Pluto, which was still pissed off over that whole not a planet thing anymore. Which also pisses me off because my very excited mother just served us nothing. I sneezed and felt a blinding, paralyzing pain in the center of my back. The very, very first conscious thought I had was that I had been shot. That's how sudden, how sharp it was. I thought I'd been shot through the back of the seat. And then the whole right side of my body went numb. And I thought, oh my God, I just had a stroke. At the exact moment that I was shot. How cool is that? And as I sat trying to take stock of my circumstance, it occurred to me that something has just happened in my spinal column and my entire nervous system is now on fire. I don't know what's happening, but I can't move. I am sitting here freaking paralyzed. The light turns green, I'm sitting there going, agonizing pain, sweat running down my head. Of course, the guy behind me is beep, 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 beep. It took all of my physical energy, every last drop of strength to be able to... He pulled around me, and I looked over and I saw him look in at me, and I could see in his eyes, that dude done been shot. Then he just took it. I'm from Philly, remember? So, in a circumstance like that, I did what any intelligent scientist would do. I continued driving to work, because I had stuff to do. But I thought it would be prudent to stop at something like, say, a pharmacy, and get something that would assist in my daily activity. They did not have a pistol with one bullet, but I wound up walking in. This leg would not work, and I couldn't stand up straight. I walked in, and I felt like Quasimodo. Do you find me, Steve? And I went in, and the very, very helpful lady could see that there must apparently be something amiss with this man. And she helped me in, and I said, I just need something to help me walk. So she brought me something, and it was absolutely astonishing. I did not think this would happen, but an incredible transformation came over me. She handed it to me, and as soon as I picked it up, I started talking like this at people. And I walked up, and this little kid to mine, get the hell out of my way, you little son of a bitch! Can't you see your old man's coming through here? What the hell are you looking at, girlie? Jesus Christ, when I was your age, we didn't look at adults. We had to claw our eyes out when an adult come by. You little bitch, you come over here. I beat the living snot out of you. Goddamn kids, When I was your age, you want to talk to somebody a long way away, we just talk real loud, goddammit! And if they're too far, and you couldn't hear them, we had to use, not that, we had to use this. You know what the hell this is? I don't know either. But here's how it worked. You had to bite the end off, and you suck the ink out, and you spit it down on the page. It's like a nom nom nom. Dear Mom. Nom nom nom. Happy Mother's Day. Nom nom nom. Love and kisses. Sam. You like that, don't you? I go into work. And I'm going into work and I'm crumbling about, Jesus, these kids are not to live through no depression. They don't know how good they got it these days. My coworker comes up and says, what's wrong with you? I said, don't you go asking me what the hell's wrong with me, you little piece of shit. There's absolutely nothing wrong with me. When I put it down, I was perfectly fine again. So I'm kind of afraid to touch it now. It was possessed or something. So my coworker said to me, I think you should see a doctor. Oh, that'd help, won't it? Something you need to know. For the longest time, I have a physician at home. He's been the physician to my family since I was 16 years old. I call him Dr. K. That's not his full name, but he asked me just to leave it at Dr. K, all right? Dr. K is an outstanding physician, but he and I, since I got my degree, we've always had this kind of tacit, little friendly competition going on. A gentleman's disagreement over which of us is entitled to be called doctor. My point is that I have a PhD, he has an MD. I got more letters. Not only that, but if we go back into history, recent history, less than 200 years. If you go back, the learned man who studied what was called natural philosophy was referred to as doctor. The man who cut open your arteries and put leeches all over you when you had the plague, they called him barber. So I'd go in to see Dr. K, and he'd say, what's wrong? And I would say, well, I don't know. I figured maybe we just square off the sideburns and take it up off the ear. He's a fine man. I went in to see him once, back in the early days of my career as a chemist. Before, shall I say, before I learned the appropriate respect for some of the things I work with. You see it coming, don't you? I went in to see him because I had developed a rather unusual and somewhat itchy rash upon my person. And I went to him and I said, hello, Dr. K. I am going to present to you this rash. Now, I, being a learned natural philosopher, have already done all of the research that is necessary. I have concluded from my studies that I have the precursor to an African hemorrhagic disease, which is going to require injections of certain extracts of botanicals that are only found growing on the equator in the South American climate. So get to it. And he listened to all this, he said, that's an interesting diagnosis. Tell me, in recent days, has the air been moist or dry? I said, well, it's actually been decidedly dry of late. He said, I see. Is it remotely possible that concurrent with this happenstance, your skin may have also become, shall we say, dry? I said, well, that certainly stands to reason. He said, I see. I'd like to offer a counter-diagnosis. My personal feeling is that you have developed a condition known to medical science as dry skin. Rather than South American botanicals, perhaps you should slather yourself with Vaseline and get the hell out of my office. So I did. Strangely enough, the condition got worse. And I went back and I said, "Hi." "Look at this." And he put his glasses up a little higher and said, "Oh my." And I said, "Hmm?" He said, "That hasn't gotten better at all." I said, "Hmm." He said, "It seems to have progressed, gotten worse." I said, "Hmm?" He said, "It would appear that my initial diagnosis was erroneous." I said, "Your initial diagnosis was?" He said, "Erroneous." I said, "No, it was wrong. Your initial diagnosis was wrong. I'd like to hear you say it. You were wrong, Mr. Look at me, big empty with my degree on the wall and all that Hippocratic oath and all that stuff. You were wrong. And then we'll just take a little off the top, okay?" Oh, I was having a blast! But I think I got him in a bad mood. Because he listened to all of this quite professionally and quietly. And then when I was finished and giggling and glowing and grinning at him, he walked over to a little set of drawers and he pulled out a latex glove. Backed up against the wall. I said, "Is this medically necessary?" And he said, "Oh yes, you need this." And I said, "I do believe I'm entitled to a second opinion." He said, "Very well." Let me reiterate that Dr. Kage is a brilliant physician, a kinder, more dedicated man to the medical arts you will not find. He is the absolute apex of professionalism. Indeed, I dare say he has the hands of Hippocrates himself. Take it from me, though, Hippocrates had some mighty big knuckles.